Jason?
You heard it about my shirt.
You better tell Nemo about his shirts.
He did.
You took a picture of your shirt?
Yes.
Why?
You told Tyler don't touch my shirt. No. I hate cops.
See? He said he hate cops. See the fake devil, and he used to like them.
That is not. Not all cops are bad, sir. Okay?
You told cops don't touch. Okay?
Okay.
There's no reason you should have even been here. Looking in his own house. Windows.
We got a call for service.
No, a call for service, but there's a door. You could knock and see, hey, who is this guy?
You want to see my call notes?
No.
My call notes saying he was walking around looking in the windows.
In his own house.
How am I supposed to know that?
By knocking on the door, sir.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. This is that kind of video that's going to upset you guys. As soon as I seen it, I reached out to the man who recorded it and gave me permission to share it. This family moves into a new house. The autistic son is outside looking in the window. A neighbor calls the cops. Cops get there and they immediately tackle him after he tries to walk back inside the house. They are rude from the beginning. They don't even identify properly. They're rude to the father when he comes out. They threaten to arrest him. You guys, this is a disturbing video. You guys are going to be truly upset. If you guys get upset, know how to channel your energy. Know how to channel your anger and turn it into action.
Back the blue till it happens to you, and unfortunately these police egregiously attacked his special needs son, and he came away with a different point of view that day. Honestly, I got choked up watching this. Check it out.
This is an update to me and my son's situation. 2 years have passed. I must let off my chest some things that I've learned and I've been holding on to for over a year now. First of all, the 911 call, the dispatch call, and ultimately the police report that failed to accurately add the use of force that was used to detain my son at his own home. No, I have not given up. I do have an attorney, but to be honest with you, I haven't heard much for quite a while. So I'm putting this out there. I am still angry, and my son is still experiencing the aftermath. He was at his own house, looking in his own house. He got body slammed to the ground, placed in handcuffs. The officer was confronted before he was before he was even put in handcuffs. And he was continued to be detained and walked off the property. So I'm going to give you the 911 call.
Can I help you? Sister, my name is I live at 20 and across the street at 2036, there's a man walking around the guy's house who's not home. And I think he's either lost or there's something wrong with him. But there's nobody at home, and he's been looking in the windows and that.
Okay. Did he arrive in a vehicle?
Huh?
Did he arrive in a vehicle?
No, he's just walking.
Okay, what's he wearing?
A red shirt. He's got black brown hair with a beard, sunglasses, and white shorts.
It's a white male?
Yes, ma'am.
Red shirt?
White shorts with stripes on it. He's got a beard. He's wearing sunglasses.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get a deputy right over. River County Sheriff's Office, is this an emergency or can you hold? I can hold. Thank you. So how long has he been there?
probably 30 minutes.
Okay, and he's on foot, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there a vehicle at that house?
There is, but the people here, there's not two of them. But I know they've been gone for 4 to 5 hours. Because I seen them leave.
Okay, Reed, do you want to speak to the deputy when he gets there?
Huh?
Do you want to speak to the deputy?
I just want somebody to help this kid. He can't be, 17, 18 years old, but he looks like he's lost.
Okay.
Like I said,
Interesting.
people's got to keep his toys out front. They're not home, so I just need somebody to come and see what's going on with him.
Okay.
I know he don't live there.
Yep, Reed, what's a good... Okay, what's a good phone number for you, sir? Thank you so much. 281.
Guys, he just pulled up.
Yes, he did. 4 foot. Okay, all right, they're going to take care of it, okay? So I'll tell them they don't need to talk to you, right? Unless they need to. Unless needed. Okay. All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, man.
All right, bye-bye.
The dispatch call.
Can you preempt this civil for a suspicious person?
10-4-17 Southwest 20th Avenue.
10-4, suspicious person at 2036 15th Street Southwest, 2036 15th Street Southwest in Alpha Park. Callers advising they live at 2046 15th Avenue Southwest, and there's a man walking around his residence looking in the windows. Callers advising he's not home. Subject is going to be a white male wearing a red shirt, white shorts with stripes on it, and has a beard and is wearing sunglasses.
Copy 497.
1826.
Yeah, 16 Tasman 2204.
1822.
Oh, 4 traffic.
324.
I'm talking 1. 2204.
224.
You have a 2966 code 1. Reference male subject with a cut on his arm.
1026.
So I want you to please pay attention, okay, to the 911 call. The fact that the 911 call ultimately was saying, yeah, it was just somebody of concern, like he thought the kid was lost, and how the officer responded. But ultimately, I want you to hear this. The police report written by the actual responding officer, how he completely left out the fact that he tackled him down. He left out the fact that I spoke to him while he was on the ground tackling my son. Even after he acknowledged that he must have had a mental defect, as he said, because that's what he said, he continued to escort him off the property in handcuffs. And then
ID, Sheriff Jayork, narrative. On March 19, 2021, at approximately 1822 hours, I responded to 2036 15th Street Southwest in reference to a suspicious person. According to the complainant, a male subject was walking around the aforementioned residence and looking into the windows. The complainant also advised Public Safety Dispatch that the homeowner of the residence was not currently home. Upon arrival, the complainant was sitting in his driveway and advised that the suspect was on the east side of the residence. I then approached the residence and quietly walked up on the east side of the corner of the residence. I then noticed a younger male, later identified as Jason Brown, looking through the garage door window. I identified myself to Brown and ordered him to identify himself. Brown abruptly turned his back to me and began walking away from me. While following Brown, I asked him if he lived at the incident address. At no time did Brown ever speak to me at this point, and after I asked my question, he began to flee from me on foot. After a short foot pursuit, I was able to catch the male on the north side of the house in between houses to the east. Brown, who still had not said anything, began to actively resist my efforts to place him in hand restraints after securing Brown. He began to scream and I immediately noticed that Brown was not of sound mind. Brown began to speak and his audible tones were that of a child. One then observed a male run up to the incident location, identifying himself as the suspect's father. The male was later identified as Jeremy Brown. Jeremy was irate that I had placed Brown into custody and advised that his son was autistic. Jeremy then stated that he was recording me as I walked Brown to the front of my patrol car. I attempted to speak with Brown, however, his disability was so severe that I could not understand him. Jeremy verified that he lives at the incident location with his son and stated that his condition is in fact severe. Brown was immediately released from hand restraints and reunited with his father. Jeremy wanted his son checked out by emergency medical services as there was a minor abrasion on Brown's right arm as a result of my actions. EMS cleared Brown at the scene with no injuries noted. One then spoke with the complainant who lived next to Jeremy for approximately 12 years and had never seen Brown at the residence. McGriff confirmed that the suspect was looking into windows and also stated that the male appeared to be lost. Based on the totality of the circumstances, this case is unfounded.
I was threatened with arrest for interfering. I have not forgotten. I will not forget. And I will continue until I receive some justice of some sort, which I have not received. Sheriff Flowers, you, Indian River County Sheriff Flowers, you have canceled my meetings with you 2 years ago, and you completely want to be standoffish. You don't want to have anything to do with this, and you have an autistic child yourself. Imagine if your child was mistaken as something not cool. Also, calls from other people to the Indian River County Sheriff Department.
Go to jail for what? He did nothing wrong.
Did I or did I not just tell you we're trying to figure that out? You come over here by the car
yeah.
while we're talking to him.
No, you're taking him from my house. Understand? You're taking him.
Right there and record
No, you're taking him from his house. He is autistic. Get him out of the cuffs.
I understand that.
Then what are you doing?
Is he hurt right now? No. He's simply in handcuffs.
I know how tight y'all put them on. Autistic, man. You can't talk to him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Ow! Give us a little bit.
Get him out of the cuffs and get him back to my house. This is his house. He's the one that called. He didn't know. He just got here from North Carolina last night. He's looking at his new house.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
He's already told the officer several times that the man lives there, that take him out of the cuffs, and the officers are just standing there. Why do you think they're standing there, folks? I believe it has a lot to do with ego. I believe it has a lot to do with power tripping, and I believe it has a lot to do with internal investigations, qualified immunity, and police unions, and that's why police behave the way they do.
Come here, buddy.
Come
here, son.
My arm. Okay.
Oh, no, it's not cut. It's a scrape. I thought it looked like blood earlier. You think?
So here's the deal. So he never, your son never talked to me at all. When I put him in handcuffs and he started to scream.
Yeah.
That's when I knew something was up. You know, there was something, he had a mental defect or something, you know? So,
because right now, he's a suspect. He might be doing something wrong. We don't know until we find out. It's easy to look back on this call in hindsight and go, well, we shouldn't have done this, or we shouldn't have done that, we could have done this different. Of course we could. If we lived in a world of hindsight.
Well, as soon as your officer became fully aware, in other words, was notified by the father several times in the video, as well as the neighbor who said that he made an error. Even after that, that officer took that disabled young man from the safety of a new home that he's just now getting into. So obviously, I have worked with individuals with disabilities for many years, so I understand completely, autism.
If you don't know, then why attack them?
Officer took
Yeah.
this individual, which he clearly said that he knew something was up as soon as he slapped those handcuffs on, because the individual, the person with disability, started yelling and screaming, and the way he was yelling and screaming, the officer was alerted that something was up, that he knew something was up. He didn't understand exactly what.
Yes,
However,
a medical emergency, or he was someone with disability, or he was under the influence of something.
Correct. He knew something was up, so he was heightened, he was alerted. But even after the father came out and told him repeatedly several times, as well as the neighbor came out and said, "Oh, I made a great error," that officer continued to have that individual with disabilities in handcuffs, not only walked him from the safety of his own yard, but over to the police car, and even threatened the father to arrest the father if the father didn't step back, and you know, that is inappropriate behavior on the officer.
We have followed up with the father on this. We've been in contact with the father. We have had, now that we know everything that's going on, we've actually had the disabled young man up at our sheriff's office letting him play on the helicopters and showing him all the things that we have.
Right there.
You want to put a helmet on? Get in there?
You can take your mask off, buddy. Ain't nobody else got it.
So this is the monitor right here. So when we're, flying across. Yeah, now if you did that, you'd be flying really high. You been in a plane?
Yeah, I always took an airplane.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's just like an airplane, but cooler. Helicopter pilots are cooler.
Yes, Jason was invited by the Indian River County Sheriff's Department to come and check out the hangar and see the helicopters. He had a great time. However, I came prepared to discuss the incident and some of their policies that the department has. And as nice as these officers that were there were, they declined to even speak about it. They didn't know anything about it. Captain Campbell never showed up. Nobody from the leadership of the Sheriff's Department showed up to meet Jason or discuss anything.
We have worked this out, and we've used it as a very good training incident, and we've learned a lot from it. It's reinforced our training on it. The situation as far as between the Sheriff's Office and the father has been worked out, and the father understands what happened and how the deputy could only act on what information he had. It's not totally out of the realm, ma'am, that when we legitimately arrest somebody for doing something wrong, that family members come out of the house, not in this case, but family members come out of the house and try to interfere and try to do us harm. So to say to family members that are running out of the house, step back, do not interfere, is something that, unfortunately, in today's world, has to be said.
And I would agree with you, sir. However, the father had explained to the officer several times, my son has autism. Even the officer expressed, well, I knew something was up when I handcuffed him,
Right, and this subject was unhandcuffed.
He's not a subject, sir. He's not a subject, sir. We don't have subjects in this.
I don't know his name. Ma'am, don't know his
name. Yeah, Oregon Road.
We call him an individual. He's not a
subject. Acting like it's okay what that cop did. He did not follow procedure, and that's where we could get the cops. You could see a cop have somebody in handcuffs and applying what they call pain compliance, which is part of their training. So you can't get them for that, but you can get them for this, for tackling somebody, and like you said, a non-consensual conversation. Well, you want to talk to me? Oh, you're going down. He didn't witness a crime. He doesn't know that a crime was afoot reasonably and that he could articulate. So he fucked up. He went outside of training. attacked a special needs citizen and then threatened his father with arrest a couple times for trying to rescue him.
This is Captain Campbell.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. What crime was being investigated?
In reference to what?
Was being called the boy with autism was being investigated for. That was the whole purpose of my initial phone call.
All right, well, ma'am, just so you know, that was addressed. It's been handled to the father's satisfaction. There was a mistake on the neighbor's part, and the father did not tell them that A, that he was bringing his son back, or B, that he was back.
Well, I don't think people need to be telling their neighbors what their plans are.
Okay. All right.
Honestly.
Ma'am, you and I are going to differ on this. We've been handling calls because of some joker that decided to repost that video and put his own narrative to it. Which is spinning up people like yourself. And we've been handling this for the last week and a half. This was 3 months ago. The boy is over everything now. We've had him over here.
The general public is not over it.
Okay. You and I are done talking about this topic. Maybe if you
Whoa, listen up, Captain. This is how this is going to go, okay? The people have questions and they expect...
There you go. He hung up.
No actual apology from the Indian River County Sheriff's Department. None. Zero. Zilch. They stated their officers did nothing wrong. The entire premise of parking up the street and responding to a situation, they should announce their presence. If this officer had announced his presence and knocked on my front door, none of this would have happened. Why do they park up the street and creep up? Why do they creep up? What are they trying to do? What trying to catch people in the act? Why are they creeping up? What if I didn't know who this officer was and he's creeping in my backyard? Furthermore, thank you to Jeff NC Tyrant Hunter. He has been a rock. I've actually spoken with him on the phone. He has been super, super helpful. San Joaquin Valley Transparency, you have as well with your platform. Thank you, sir. And also, Rights Crispy, right here in Florida. Thank you, brother. And LadyJustice LibertyPRESS. Thank you, ma'am. Your phone call helped expose a crazy situation here in Indian River County, Florida. Thank you.